Do you want to know how to be one of the best goddamn pilots in all the world? You do? Well, stay tuned and I'll teach you. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. I'm JTP and welcome to another episode of Flight School. I just remembered this series exists. I completely forgot about it. And in this episode, I'll be teaching you how to fly the Luxor and the Shamal, because they're basically exactly the same. I'll explain the differences. So, as you can see, I'm in my rather lush airline pilot uniform here, because we don't want to be in military pilot uniform, because we're flying an airline today. Anyway, so this is the Shamal. This you can buy from the website, as well as the Luxor. But the Luxor spawns in when you get to a certain level. The Shamal doesn't. Also, the Shamal is around about $100,000 cheaper than the Luxor. They're both exactly the same. They both hold the same amount of people. They're both as fast as each other. They just have different looks. I have no idea what the differences are. I've got both anyway to show you. So if you go into Elitus Travel, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but oh well. You see, we've got all the planes, the Basiter, the last episode. And here, the Shamal and Luxor are both here. They both hold 10 people. They look different. Luxor looks a bit posher. And as you can see, the Luxor is over £100,000, well, dollars more. It's more 400,000. So if you're looking for a cheaper version of the Luxor, the Shamal is the one to go for. But if you've got the money and want to show off, you want to buy the Luxor. So I'm going to be flying the Luxor, just because I prefer how it looks. They're both exactly the same, so everything you hear in this video about the Luxor is exactly the same for the Shamal. So the Luxor was the one plane in multiplayer that could carry the most people. Since the Flight School update came out in GTA5, the Miljet is now the largest plane in online, holding 16 people. It can hold a whole lobby. But this is now the second largest plane in online. We're going to take off right here. I'm also, in this episode, going to show you how to land on the shortest runway in the game, because it's easier to do that on smaller planes, but with the Luxor and the Shamal it's a lot harder. So I'm going to show you how to land there, because it can be quite difficult and it does take a bit of practice. I might have to do it in 1 or 2 takes if I don't get it right first time, but I should do. Let's hope so. It's actually raining at the moment, and that'll create a lot of turbulence for us. It doesn't really affect you much once you're in the air, but once you're taking off and landing, that's when turbulence will affect you. So you want to be careful when flying in the rain, because of course you could be landing, it could be a smooth landing, but a gust of wind throws you off course and boom, you blow up and everyone's dead. And especially if you're carrying 10 people, pretty sure you don't want to annoy 10 people by blowing them up, because that would definitely annoy me. Luxor is also one of the faster planes. It's definitely faster than something like a Cuban 800, of course, because it's got 2 fuel jet engines on the back there, whereas others like the Mallard, the Cuban 800, the Duster, that's propelled by a propeller. So of course they're going to be slower. However, this plane is quite heavy given the size and the amount of people it can carry. So it isn't the fastest. It's not as fast as the military jet, for instance, or the Basiter. Well, the military jet's actually called a laser, but oh well. So if you're going from, well, anywhere really. If you're going from anywhere to land at this airport, which is Trevor's airfield, it's the smallest one, because that's Sandy Shores. Over there is the international airport. This is the only other airport. I know it's Trevor's airport. Okay, so if you're not at a low enough altitude, I would suggest circling round to get to a lower altitude. That's what I've just done. I'll cut that bit out because I'm pretty sure you guys know how to go down in the plane. Now, when you're coming into landing at this airfield, you don't want to put any gas on the throttle, and you want to be on the left side of the Alamo Sea, on the side of Mount Chiliad. You want to follow this road up towards the runway. The runway will come into view in just a second. Just here. It's a bit hard to see sometimes. It's a lot easier at night. And you want to be aiming to touch down literally just as you've hit the runway there. Right there. And you want to slam on the brakes and aim down, and that will make you slow down very fast. And there you go. You've landed at Trevor's Airfield, the hardest airfield to land on. Luckily the rain stopped. If you do get any turbulence, it might be a bit harder, but always have your finger ready to hold down RT as hard as possible, because if you're not going to make it, you're going to have to slam on the throttle again and get the plane up into the air as fast as possible before you go crashing into the helicopter at the end of the runway there. So that's how you fly the Luxor. As for tricks, it can't really do many. You can do like barrel rolls and things like that, but the Luxor is mainly just a plane built for, you know, driving people around. It's not really built for stunts. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions on anything about this video, don't hesitate to ask. That was the Luxor and the landing of the hardest runway in GTA 5. I'm going to be moving on to other games soon. I'll return to this game. There are other games of planes which I would love to teach. So I might do Just Cause 2, or there's Arma 2. There's plenty of games, so this series isn't going anywhere. Be sure to leave a like and share if you enjoyed or learned anything. And be sure to subscribe for more episodes like this one. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye, my friends.